Hello, wrestling fans. Your boy, the Bryan. I'm here tonight to give a review on Raw from this past night. But before I start my review, I'm gonna let you hear the closing segment, which was Daniel Bryan as he officially retires from in-ring action. So before I start my review, I'm gonna let you hear the final closing minutes of his address to the WWE Universe. So we're gonna let you hear that, and then I'll give you the review for the night. So I'm gonna take a moment of time out to let you hear the closing segment of Daniel Bryan as he addresses the WWE Universe on his retirement from in-ring action. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing it right here, Daniel Bryan, y'all,
But that's
as he addresses the universe.
I'm grateful. My dad was sitting right over there, where the guy with the goat mask with the Daniel Bryan sign is standing right now. And my dad got to see that. His son getting that kind of reaction from all of you people.
Very emotional, Daniel Bryan, as he has to force to retire and doing something that he really truly loved, and that's to entertain each and every one of us.
And that was the last time my dad ever got to see me wrestle. And you guys made it special for him and for me and for my entire family. I am grateful. I am grateful because of wrestling. I got to meet the most wonderful woman in the world. Who's beautiful, she's smart, and she completes me in a way that I didn't even think was possible. And that's because of wrestling. I am grateful. I am grateful because I get to come out here in front of what I feel is my hometown fans.
And what a way for him to go out and do it in front of the
I
state
get
that he grew
to
up in.
announce my retirement in front of a
Seattle.
bunch of people who love me, right? That special moment that I had with my dad, I get to share this moment with my mom, with my sister, with my family, with my friends. I get to share that with them. I get to share it with you. I get to share it with my wife in the back. I get to share it with all these wonderful human beings that I have spent the last 15 years of my life with. I am grateful. Now, tomorrow morning, I start a new life. A life where I am no longer a wrestler. But that is tomorrow, and that is not tonight. And by damn, I have one more night to feel this energy and to feel this crowd. So if I could just get one last yes chant, I would really appreciate it.
Thousands of WWE Universe fans in the audience just chanting yes, you know. There comes his wife, Brie Bella, comes down to the ring. A very emotional night for the WWE Universe and Daniel Bryan and his family. Very emotional night. Man who didn't want to end this way, but had no choice. You know.
And ladies and gentlemen, we all have one word for Daniel Bryan tonight. And that word is grateful. Grateful that we have the opportunity for him to come into our lives here in WWE. We invite you to join us, ladies and gentlemen, as the Daniel Bryan celebration continues on the WWE Network, followed by the new episode of Ride Along. It's only on the WWE Network, and it's live next.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's how Raw goes off the air. Like I said, Daniel Bryan has announced his retirement from the WWE, as he can no longer actively wrestle due to too many concussions. And so, you know, he was truly a great wrestler. But those of you who are not familiar with him, he was an underdog, you know, throughout most of his career in wrestling, but he overcame all the odds and became very popular over the years in the WWE. Daniel Bryan was one of the great ones for his height and weight. You know, he's achieved it all in WWE, the world champion, WWE world champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion, United States champion. His most memorable match was beating Triple H, and then in WrestleMania they're going on the same night to beat Batista and Randy Orton to become world champion. He had the first WWE title. He beat John Cena at SummerSlam. When he first won the world title, you know, he lost in 18 seconds to Sheamus at WrestleMania a couple years back prior to that. But, you know, Daniel Bryan has done it all in the WWE, so, you know. But that was how Raw ended tonight, so now I'm about to give you a review on stuff that just happened tonight on Raw. So we start off Raw with Stephanie McMahon in the ring to talk about the contract signing for the triple threat match at Fastlane between Lesnar, Reigns, and Ambrose. And as she starts talking, out comes Dean Ambrose, who was impatient, said, "Let's get the signing over with." And Stephanie said there will be no physical altercation during this contract signing. And out comes Roman Reigns and asks Stephanie what the hold up, and let's get this thing signed. And Stephanie said, "Ambrose, you know, you ever wonder why Roman Reigns is always still in your spotlight?" And then she said, introduces Brock Lesnar. Then Ambrose, Reigns, and Lesnar sign a contract. Instead said her job is done. And Ambrose gets in Lesnar's face, and Lesnar throws Ambrose into Reigns and throws the table at Reigns, and then hits Ambrose with an F5. Then the champ, Triple H, comes out with his wife, Stephanie, at the rampway, and they just stare and smile. Then Dean Ambrose tells Reigns backstage, before the night's over with, he's going to get Lesnar. So that leads us to our first match. Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler wins after Owens misses with the cannonball in the corner and rolls up Owens and uses the ropes for leverage, picking up the pinfall. Backstage, we had the Dudley Boys and the Usos who wants to join the Usos in their table match tonight. It was scheduled to be a tables match between the New Day and the Usos, but Dudley Boys say this is their match and they want to take part in it. And so, you know, the Usos said, well, if they're allowed, we can do it. And then we had the Divas champion Charlotte with her dad, Ric Flair, in the corner, and she takes on Alicia Fox. And Charlotte wins after putting Alicia Fox in the figure eight submission, getting ready for her title match in 2 weeks at Fastlane against Brie Bella. Then we had a second scheduled Miz TV, whose guest is supposed to be Chris Jericho. But while Miz is talking about AJ Styles, comes against Jericho and tells Miz that no one wants to see Miz TV. They want to see the highlight reel. Then they take all the Miz equipment out and they bring all Jericho's highlight reel equipment in. And the Miz is irate and talks to Miz about, and Jericho talks to Miz about last week when he lost to AJ Styles and lost his tooth at the same through that week. And the Miz is still irate with Jericho in the WWE Universe. So the Miz tells Jericho he wasn't the only one who was upstaged by Styles. And the Miz tells Jericho he knows it's eating them alive. And Jericho said, yeah, it's eating me alive for the last 2 weeks. And then AJ Styles comes out, and as Jericho says that AJ Styles, he proved that he got it, but can he prove that he can still that he is what it is by defeating him again? AJ Styles comes out and Miz attacks Jericho from behind. Then AJ Styles comes in the ring and Jericho and AJ Styles attack him and beat the Miz up. So then they go face to face, and Miz come back in the ring and attacks Jericho, and after AJ Styles and Jericho go at it. So, leading up to that match Thursday on SmackDown, AJ Styles and Chris Jericho one more time. Can't wait to see that match, that was a pretty good match first time around. So, I think it's a pretty good match between Styles and Jericho. So, after that, we had Bray Wyatt versus Ryback, and Bray Wyatt versus Ryback, and Wyatt wins after hitting Ryback with the Sister Abigail. Then the rest of the family attacks on Ryback. And then ultimately Bray Wyatt hits Ryback outside the ring with her Sister Abigail. And then we had Titus O'Neil. Shout out my boy Titus O'Neil representing the Florida Gators. Taking on us Adam Rose of the Social Outcast. Adam Rose with the upset victory as Heath Slater gets on the ring apron, distracting Titus O'Neil, allowing Adam Rose to pick up the pinfall. And then after that, we had Dean Ambrose who finally comes out again. It calls out Lesnar. It said Lesnar what was that, F1, F2, it went on F5 because the F5 supposed to hurt me now. He said, I'm still getting up. So he said, what are you now? You weak now, lost it, have you lost your touch, blase and all that. And he says he can't get the job done, then tells him to come out and try again. It says Lesnar has gone soft and he can't get up for the big fight. And finally Lesnar comes out and Dean Ambrose goes after him and Lesnar again. Ultimately F5 Dean Ambrose again. And as Lesnar walks out, Dean Ambrose is laid out telling Lesnar, come on, come back in here. And Lesnar comes back in, he stalks Dean Ambrose. And as he gets ready to attempt to hit Ambrose with another F5, Reigns' music hit comes down the walkway. And Lesnar looks at Reigns and he's distracted. And out of nowhere, Dean Ambrose sneaks up behind Lesnar, gets a low blow. And after that, we have the Lucha Dragons versus two members of the League of Nations, which was Alberto Del Rio and Rusev. Which Rusev Del Rio win when Del Rio stomps off the rubber on Kalisto, hitting him with his finisher. And then comes Sasha Banks out on commentary to talk during the next match, which was between Tamina and Becky Lynch, as she and Becky Lynch is getting prepared for their tag team match against Tamina and Naomi. And during the match, Tamina looks at Sasha Banks. Sasha gets off the commentary's table and goes toward the ring, and it is blindsided with a forearm hit off by Naomi. Naomi lays her out, and she just steady beats on the boss. Not liking that, not feeling that at all. She just beats on the boss. So then Becky Lynch jumps out the ring and attacks Naomi. And as soon as she goes back in the ring, she's hit with a super kick, lays her out, and allowing Tamina to pick up the 1-2-3 victory. So then, our last match of the night was turned out to be an 8-man tag match between the Usos and the Dudley Boys and the New Day and their partner, which turned out to be Mark Henry. during this match. Mark Henry and the three New Day was dominating. And New Day tells Mark Henry to go ahead and finish the job. Mark Henry says, "You don't tell me what to do." He said, "You do it, you do it." So he walks out on New Day, leaves New Day out for dry. So that ultimately leads the New Day for the Dudley Boys to hit Big E with a 3 through a table, picking up the victory. So after the match, as they start to celebrate, the Dudley Boys, they turn their attention to the Usos. First, they knock Jimmy out, throws and 3D into a table. Then they gets on the, then Devon picks up Jay, hands him to Bubba Ray off the top rope and powerbombs him through the table. And then all you can hear is Bubba Ray telling Jay, "Do you know who we are? We the greatest tag team on the planet." So the Dudley Boys turned on the Usos. And then after that, we had our final segment, which was Daniel Bryan, who earlier today had announced on Twitter that he was retiring from in-ring action as I showed you the final moments of that segment. And he says too many concussions. Said that he can't keep wrestling, so he has to officially retire from the WWE wrestling, and he can no longer be an inactive wrestler. So Daniel Bryan's dream shattered. Too many concussions. Speaking of which, the WWE has something wrong with WWE, man. Too many wrestlers as of late has been put on the shelf, getting injured. I don't understand that whole deal there, man. Every time you turn around, it's a wrestler getting injured. Our latest injuries has been Sheamus. John Cena's out of action for a while. Nikki Bella out of action. They said Finn Balor got hurt this past weekend doing an NXT show. So it's a lot of people getting injured in the WWE lately, man. I don't understand it. Maybe it's too much too many days, not enough days off. As they perform down there 5-6 days a week, so they don't have enough time off to heal. So I think that's part of the reason why the WWE has so many wrestlers getting injured over other than all the other promotions because of the lengthy schedules they have. They work damn near almost every day of the week. So unlike most organizations who don't put their employees through so much, so I don't know. But like I said, once again I go on out on the record and say I wish the best for Daniel Bryan and his wife Brie Bella as he has to start a new life. I'm pretty sure that he'll still show up on some of these WWE shows, as a guest commentary or something. I still think he's going to play some kind of part in WWE, but he will no longer be a in-ring competitor. So I just hope the best for him. I really enjoy watching some of his matches. I think he was one hell of a competitor. Some people might not like him as a competitor, but I think he was a damn great wrestler, probably one of the best wrestlers that they had in the company for the last couple of years. But injuries happen, especially when you do the things that he does. Take chances. Forget Thursday night on SmackDown. We have our match between AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Also, don't forget a women's title match on NXT this Wednesday. Bayley and Carmella. So, looking forward to seeing that, see how that turns out. Find out, I'll give you an update more on Finn Balor when I find out. All I know right now, he has sprained ankle. I don't know how to the severity of it. I don't know if he's going to have to be out for a lengthy time period. As he is waiting for his opponent as they go announce a number one contender between Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn. So looking forward to seeing what happens on that. And as soon as I find any info on that, I will keep you up to date and post it. So don't forget for you TNA fans, TNA comes on tomorrow night on Pop TV. They're gonna be in the UK. So and for y'all you Luchador fans, don't forget about Lucha Underground Season 2 on El Rey this Wednesday. But So that that's very pretty interesting SmackDown. I mean, a Raw tonight. Like I said, very emotional ending for one of the great Daniel Bryans. Once again, he has to retire from the act of wrestling in ring due to too many concussions and a lot of injuries. So once again, I send my condolences out to his family. Hope the best for him wherever he decides he wants to do. Hope to still see him and play some part in the WWE. But I'll be back either this week with a review on one of these shows. If not, I definitely will be back next Monday to give you another review on Raw. But once again, I am the host of the show. Keep subscribing, keep viewing me. Hopefully that I can keep you entwined into my videos, to liking them and to viewing them. It means a lot to me to know that people actually take time out to view my videos. It's been a hard time. I've been doing it for a little while. And I'm trying to find ways to make it more entertaining, more valuable, give you more insight and better videos, more information, and to keep you up to date on the latest gossip and what happened on these past shows. So like I said, I am the one and only the Bryan, and I like to say peace.